So the MOT has finally run out on the stinky Saxo, and basically it's time to do some work on it. I've had a few comments on YouTube just saying that you'd like to see me rescue it, so that's what I'm going to do. Here's the 106. Probably wondering why you haven't had any updates on it. Well, I'm having trouble with my ECU, but there will be a video on that in the future, in the near future. I'll let you into a little secret. It was actually shipped with the wrong firmware on it, and it has probably fried itself. So the ECU company have diagnosed this from a log, and hopefully I'll get a replacement without too much issue. But my experience with this company hasn't been great so far, if I'm being honest. But that's for another video. Here's the Saxo. I know there's faults with this car, so I'm not even going to bother putting it through an MOT until I fix the things that I know are wrong. One of the main issues is the left drive shaft is clicking like mad. Also, the ball joint on this wishbone is absolutely it's absolutely had it. So we're going to be fitting a brand new drive shaft and a brand new wishbone. So I'm going to make a little how-to on that. Another thing that's going to fail on is the dreaded rear axle. The rear axles are horrendous. The play on it is unbelievable, but you will see that in the future video. I've already sourced a replacement axle. Yes, there is an axle there somewhere under all those weeds. That'll be going on. It only cost me 50 quid, it wasn't too far away, and as the Saxo is a workhorse at the end of the day, I'm not going to go spending £300–400 on a brand new one. I've already spent and had new tyres on it, so by the end of this video it would have had new tyres, a new drive shaft and a new wishbone. And then the future video will be the axle, and then I'll put it through an MOT, and whatever it fails on, I'll make some videos on that too. So let's get to it. So once the ball joint is popped out, the CV shaft will probably pop out the gearbox and start leaking. So just be prepared with a container, which I wasn't thinking clearly. Anyway, I've got this out now, and now I'm just going to remove that side from the hub, and then we can carry on with removing the wishbone. Look at this state on there. Someone's used hose clamps as well, so they don't do that from factory. So it's had a botch repair in the past, but what's the point? They're like 30 quid brand new, those shafts. It's just, it's not worth wasting your time doing a gator repair. Anyway, I'm gonna drain the gearbox properly, which I should have done first. What a mess I've made here. Don't forget to drain your gearbox. I do know that you're supposed to drain it. I'm just having a bit of a brain fart. Now it's on to removing the wishbone. Just got to take out one bolt here into the subframe, and then 2 bolts that are in the passenger's footwell, holding on the bush at the back of the wishbone. Then we can start putting the new parts in. Bolts out. I don't know what's worse, lying in a puddle of gearbox oil or having to listen to the singing coming from the pub up the road. It's flipping crud. Middle-aged man singing "If I Just Lay Here." The images going through my mind are not pleasant. Anyway, let's keep going. So you want to go into your passenger seat, pick up all the squalor that you've been living in, then rip up the carpet. What the hell is that? I haven't got a clue what that is. It's probably crack cocaine. It is a Saxo after all, but the pug didn't have that. Once you've lifted up the carpet, there's a little flap here, and then you can see the bolts there. So I'll just remove them, and as I said, the wishbone will just drop then. Hopefully I don't get high as a kite off whatever this is. That is very strange. Old wishbone. It's hard for you to see, but if I pull up and down, there's about 3mm play in there, so that's definitely gone. But I could tell that every time I hit a bump. So those bolts are tight, just in case of popping the carpet back. Then I've got to check the rubbish back on the floor. Nice new wishbone. Now we just got to fit the drive shaft. Have you ever noticed how you can get a bottle of like water in Asda's for say 50p, but then this smart price Coke is like 15p for 2 litres? And I was thinking the other day, if water's free and they're charging 50p for 2 litres of tap water, but then they're selling 2 litres of Asda's Coke for 17p, then they must be getting paid 33p to dispose of 2 litres of Coke by somebody. I don't know, that's just a theory I've got. Anyway, back to the drive shafts. brake pads look good. I can't really think what else they could fail on at MOT. Maybe emissions, but the engine light would be on them, wouldn't it? Saying that there's a emissions issue. Just tighten up this bolt and then we're pretty much done. So down here I remove this pipe, and on the gearbox there's a little bung. Just take it off, stick a funnel on, and then pour the gearbox oil in. Undo that there. So I've just taken it for a spin. The front left is much better now. No more clicking, no more knocking. Obviously the car is driving much nicer now, especially in a straight line and over bumps. But the main issue is the rear axle. So that will be in the next Saxo related video. And back to the 106, my ECU is holding me back from making any future content. I'm hoping to be at Summer Action Day at Castle Combe with this dynoed tuned and running, and I'll have it on display, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen because obviously I'm dependent on this ECU company, and apparently now that they've realised there's a fault they should be quite helpful, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's why there's not been much content on that, and I'm reverting to working on the Saxo. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like the video if you'd like to, and obviously if you do subscribe you'll see me progressing in doing up this Citroen. Who knows, I might even start to modify it in the future. I've also got some nice aesthetic mods for the 106 and also some more performance upgrades. I am going to strip out the interior. It's not going to be absolutely hacked, but I will just try and lighten it and neaten it up. I have a big brake kit to go on it, so that'll be nice. A nice video. Put in some nice big calipers on. I mean the standard discs are massive, but the ones that are going on, they're even bigger. But in order to fit the brakes under the wheels I'll have to put 15 or 16 inch alloys on. And I've also got some other nice little bits and bobs which I think you'll approve of. But yeah, until the ECU's done I'm going to have to just continue working on this. Plus I do need a daily, so I might as well work on it.